and I'm here again with Francis Schott of the Frog and the Peach, and we're at location here at the Frog and the Peach. We're continuing our wine course. As you remember, we've talked about the varietos, and we've been to California, and we've been to France, and where are we going today, Francis?
Well, today, Jim, we're going to go to Germany.
Ah, that is good, that's good. Didn't know I was bilingual, did you?
No, I didn't. I still don't think you are. As a matter of fact, we're going to go to Germany today, and German wines are a little confusing because, except for Blue Nun, which is a wine that's not sold in Germany, only here, the words can be large, and the government regulations, if you don't know them, can seem quite confusing. So I'm going to give you 4 basic things to look for in a German wine that will really help you find what you like and explore quality German wines, which are very good bargains, I might add. The first thing you have to look at when you look at a German wine, something that doesn't always appear on the label, unlike our wines in California, is the grape type. The varietal of grape does not always appear on the label. There are several different types of grapes planted in Germany. The most predominant are Riesling, which is the best, and a grape called Müller-Thurgau, which is conspicuously not the best. If it's Müller-Thurgau, there probably won't be a grape type appearing on the label. If it's Riesling, you'll find it somewhere on the label. It may be in small print, but you'll find it on the label. And we can go and look at one of the labels of our bottles that I have out for us today, and I'll show you where you find a Riesling in a small print. The next thing we have to worry about in German wines is just like in this country we have California wines and New York State wines. In France you have Burgundy and Bordeaux and Champagne. Right. There are different regions in Germany. There are 11 different regions. The ones that we have to worry about is the group of regions called the Rhine and the group of regions called the Mosel, or the Mosel-Saar-Ruhr region. You can always tell a Mosel wine from Germany because the Mosel wines are in green bottles. This is a Mosel wine, this is a Mosel wine, and the Rhine wines are always in brown bottles. The differences that are evident between Mosel wines and Rhine wines is the Mosel wines are generally lighter, more flowery on the nose, and fruitier. The Rhine wines are generally, as is indicated by the brown bottle, they're generally a little deeper, a little richer, and they develop along a more spicy line. I myself prefer the Rhine wines, but that's a stylistic choice. So you can decide whether you like Mosel wines and Rhine wines and just pick them out by the color of the bottle. Now, there are 2 major things that we're talking about for either Mosels or Rhines or any regions. There are quality level delineations made by the German government. There are 4 of them. There's Tafelwein, table wine. That hardly ever makes it over to the country. It's not to this country. It doesn't export very well. It wasn't very good to begin with. You're not going to see it. Don't worry about it. There's Landwein, which is a new delineation. It's a little higher. Again, you're not going to see it. Don't worry about it. If you do see it, don't buy it. Then there's cringe-ey wine, which stands for something that will appear on your screen. Will it appear on your screen? Sure. Oh, okay. It'll appear on your screen, because I can't pronounce what it stands for. cringe-ey wine, you will see here, it's the second highest delineation of quality, and the highest delineation of quality is Qualitätswein mit Prädikat. And I can show that to you on the label down here. I have Qualitätswein mit Prädikat wines here. I only buy Qualitätswein mit Prädikat, both for myself, because in the lower levels they're basically $1 more, and well worth it. But cringe-ey wines can be acceptable as well. No reason to chance it, in my opinion. The most predominant thing on a German label is the thing they're primarily concerned with is the level of sweetness. And that's how you call a German wine. There are varying levels of sweetness, also delineated by the government, and they each have different names. There are Trocken and Halbtrocken wines, which are made for the American market. They're very dry. They're too dry for German wines. Again, don't worry about them. The wines we're going to worry about are Cabinets, which are table wines, just a slightly sweet, like it's a semi-dry wine. It would be a table wine, and that's how Riesling, that's about the driest Riesling should ever be vinified. After Cabinets, we have Spätlese. Spätlese stands for late harvest. So they leave the grapes on the vine a little longer. The grapes get a little more sugar, and they retain some of that sweetness in the wine. Okay. After Spätlese, you have Auslese. Auslese is very interesting. Auslese means, roughly translates as out-picked. When the German wine picker, grape picker, goes up the steep hillsides, because there's hardly any mechanical harvesting in Germany, because there are such steep hillsides, he has a couple of different bags on his back. When he throws the regular grapes into the largest bag, he picks out individual bunches of overripe berries that make the higher quality Auslese wine, and he puts them in a separate bag, and he gets a higher price for those wines. So that's what Ausleses are. They're a little sweeter. They're on the borderline between table wines and dessert wines. They're definitely sweet wines. And then after that, you get into the wines that Germany is famous for. Their highest quality wines are the Beerenauslese and the Trockenbeerenauslese, and you'll see how to spell them on your screen as well. They're really spectacular. They're also very, very expensive. And when you buy a Beerenauslese and a Trockenbeerenauslese, it's important to remember to make sure that Riesling is on the label. Beerenauslese means berries outpicked. That same picker will pick out individual grapes that are premium, not just the bunches. He'll pick out individual grapes from otherwise normal bunches, and he'll put them in a separate sack. And he gets a higher price.
So this fellow's walking around with 3 sacks,
yes,
actually.
Yes, he is. Okay. And he gets the highest price for the highest quality grape, which is the Beerenauslese, which is the grapes that will eventually make a Beerenauslese.
Now, when you say these are the most expensive, give us a price range on the Beerenauslese.
Beerenauslese will generally run you about $100 a bottle, $100 to $150 a bottle for a quality Beerenauslese.
Okay.
A Trockenbeerenauslese, which is those same grapes, but they're dried to even further raisinate them and get a higher quality, more concentrated wine. They can run in excess of $250 a bottle. But don't worry, your Spätleses and your Cabinets and even your Ausleses, your Cabinets you can find for under $5 in your local liquor store, and they can be a lot of fun, and they go very well. They're good brunch wines, breakfast wines, wines with fruit, summer wines. And the Ausleses you can find even for $15 to $20.
Now, obviously, see, with all this, with actually the German language and the length of some of the words and that, you obviously have to do a little bit of research or know what you want before you go into a liquor store, because certainly it's more overwhelming even than some of the French names and all that.
But it's just a vocabulary thing. There are fewer rules. It's very simple. The Germans are very methodical about their wine. And if the basic rules are, get a Riesling, get a Qualitätswein mit Prädikat, which you're going to find anyway. Decide whether you like the Mosel style or the Rhine style, and you can do that. Decide whether you like the green bottles or the brown bottles. You know, buy one of each and drink them side by side. And then just remember, as far as sweetness is concerned, the longer the word, the sweeter the wine.
I see. Now, what about when would you serve most of these wines, or when's the optimum time, or when would you pick a German wine over some other wines for any particular event, for any particular food, or what would you say?
German wines generally go well, especially the lighter styles, the table wines. They go well with light foods, with fish, with fruits. I have brunch occasionally. I have people over for brunch, and I'll pick, if we can take a look at the wines we have. The Cabinet, you'll see, is very, very light wine. It's very light in color. This one is a little spicy because it's a Rhine, but it's still a floral wine. Then as we get into the higher level of sweetness, the Spätlese I will even have with breakfast, because I enjoy a sweet wine. It's kind of fallen out of fashion, but I enjoy a sweet wine sometimes as well, especially a quality sweet wine that can develop kind of a floral complexity to it. On the Auslese level or above, they begin to become a dessert wine. And where would I serve them? I might serve them with some fruit after dinner or by themselves. I would serve them alone. I would drink them as dessert, after your last course and dessert. They're very nice to have on their own. Actually, I've poured us a Beerenauslese. I didn't bring us a bottle out, but you'll see the difference here between the Auslese to the Beerenauslese, where we go definitely into the dessert region of wines. This is much sweeter. It's brown basically because it's made from raisins. You know, it's made from overripe grapes. Mm-hmm. And I poured this for us. It develops a very rich honey quality, lots of floral and spicy complexities. And have you ever had one?
No, I'm surprised. Am I actually going to get to taste something on this wine card?
On the third series. I know you've been bugging me, so
okay.
I will have to charge you after the show.
Oh, see what I mean, you know? All right, let's try this now. I finally get to taste the wine here. That's delicious. It really is very delicious. Sweet, a little too sweet for my taste, really, but...
Well, it's dessert. Dessert. You would have it in place of dessert or before dessert.
Ah, very good.
I think I'll try some myself. Oh, very nice.
Very good. Well, there we have it. We've just finished Germany, and we'll be back next week with Francis Schott from The Frog and the Peach with our wine segment. Thank you. I'm going to finish my glass of wine now.
Maybe I am.